I'm Victoria. I consider myself to be a thoughtful, rational, committed, and calm person. I don't usually reveal strong emotions, since I tend to keep them to myself. In order to represent this side of me, I wanted the board to be mostly in black and white, with just a little splash of red. And I wanted the board to convey a feeling of softness and being unified, sort of flowing. My background is in complete white because white to me is a color of pureness and also sort of embraces all the other colors, which I think is also the best choice to convey the feeling of softness, to put the background in white. And my focal point is this graphite drawing in the middle, which is of a water town called Wuzhen in the south of China. This is a place and a memory to me that represents family and what family means to me in my life, because when I go there, it's always with my parents. And usually when I go there, it's a time when I feel uncertainty and sort of don't know what to do in the future. But going there sort of calms me down, so it has a special meaning to me. I did the drawing only in graphite because I think the feeling of a water town is sort of best represented with like no painting, just pencil drawing. On the top of the piece, there's a tree. It's a plum blossom tree. Even though it isn't this significant in this culture, in Chinese culture, it has a special meaning of consistent, unyielding, and being committed, which I've chosen to represent my heritage and my nationality. On the other top corner of the piece is a violin, which is an instrument that I started playing after I came to Bemén in 8th grade, and it's grown to be more and more important to me. And I've decided to bring it with me to high school and so on. So it sort of represents my time at Bemén, because this wasn't in my life before Bemén. There are music notes coming down from the violin and petals falling back from the tree, and together they melt into stars in the middle of the piece, and they make two letters, which is A and W. The two letters are initials of Miss Weatherby, who is my admired person. In my 2 years of Bemén, I've had times that I sort of struggled and was having a hard time and feeling uncertain about the future, and she was the person who was with me all the time and walked me through the hard time. And she just means so much to me, I wanted to put her on my board in some way. And on the side of the piece is a poem written in Chinese in the traditional calligraphy way from right to left, from up to down. The poem talks about a late autumn night, but at the end of the poem, it sort of also touches on the feeling of not stopping until you reach for the best. It conveys this message through describing a scene, which I think is pretty cool. My self-portrait is down here by the poem. There isn't a really specific reason why I did it down here. I just felt it was pretty occupied up here, and I wanted to sort of stand out, so I put it down there. It's also done in graphite, which I wanted to sort of be in accordance with the drawing. And yeah, the eagle up here is the animal that represents me. I chose the eagle because it's the bird that flies the highest among all, and when its life comes to an end, it sort of feels it and commits self-destruct, which I think is a really unique quality. Okay, I balanced my board asymmetrically, and I unified it with the repetition of value, lines, and the use of medium, which is graphite for a lot of it, and color, which is black and white. What I learned about myself is that I thought I was going to procrastinate, but I didn't. And I think a lot of it is because I made a plan that I was able to fulfill with my ability, so it wasn't too high for me. And also, I really like things spanned out, probably more than I think I would, because the whole piece looks 90% like what I would imagine it to be at the beginning of fall term. So it actually didn't change that much. Maybe like some details changed a little bit, but most of it stayed the same. And I'm not the person who could just
Great. Anyone have questions for Victoria?
Victoria, if this puts you on the spot, tell me and you don't have to answer. But would you be willing to read a little bit of the poem in Chinese and in English?
Yeah.
So we can just get a sense of it?
I'll read it in Chinese first.
Okay, thank you.
曲月挂书丛，漏断人初尽。时见幽人独往来，缥缈忽红影。惊起却回头，有恨无人省。拣尽寒枝不肯栖，风落无江郎。I'll translate the first part of it. Wait. Crest moon hangs on the tree. The night has fallen when there's only people passing on the street once in a while. Like the bird that strikes through the sky. Yeah.
An English teacher put you in this position. But the interesting part is that you said strikes like a bird in the sky, and I don't know, did you realize that connection between your eagle and that poem?
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I finished the whole thing, but yeah.
That's a fantastic connection. Thank you.
Anyone else? Questions? I just want to say I've been to Wuzhen with the Bemet group, and Ms. Hemingway also was on that trip, and Victoria has done a most exquisite job of depicting what it looks like, and she was so spot on choosing graphite to represent this town because it's soft, it's quiet, the water ripples, but it's sort of gray and dark green, but it's muted. And the day that I was there, it was overcast for a bit of the time and very quiet, like this image of the little water town depicts. So when I look at it, I'm also carried back in memory. It takes me back to that time. So if nobody else has a question, we will switch.